Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Commander's Call, the podcast. This is episode two. One of your hosts, Robin.
Hey, and I'm Mike.
Today, we're going to be talking about Universe Beyond, specifically the sets that came out in 2024, predictions for 2025, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So 2024, this year we saw what we had Fallout and Assassin's Creed, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Fallout and Assassin's Creed. Two solid franchises to put in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I had no complaints. I mean Fallout. We thoroughly enjoyed Fallout. At least I did. What do you think?
Oh, I definitely enjoyed Fallout. I like the theme they were going. They hit the flavor right on the nose and just in time for the Fallout TV show to come out.
That's right. You know what? I haven't seen the show yet.
So good. So good. You should
Highly recommend, question
highly
mark.
recommend.
Oh man. I'll get around to it one day.
But yeah, Fallout was really good. A lot of great cards that came out, a lot of great reprints and original cards. Assassin's Creed, it is. I've played a lot of the Assassin's Creed game, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this set did not do Assassin's Creed its justice.
Really?
Yes, and I think it's partly because just the sheer size of the set was so small.
Yeah, it was like a mini set, kind of like what was that one set from like last year? Like Aftermath, right? It
Yes.
was like that size. So like each pack had I don't even remember. There was no commons, I don't think. So it was like uncommons and then rares or mythics, right? So I think it was like 7 or 8 cards per pack.
Yeah, it was really small.
Yeah.
And
And then we got a couple like repeat pulls too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they came out with a starter set for like I think it's Modern Legal or
Yeah, that sounds right.
uh I got that and it's okay. Like I out of 10 I would give it like a 5. Good mid tier
Oh, for modern decks
for
out there.
just in overall enjoyability.
Okay, for sure. I know there was like only certain cards that you could get from that like starter set.
Hmm.
So what did you think about those cards? Because you picked it up. I didn't touch the starter set, so
I didn't even know which cards came
uh,
with the exclusive.
yeah, there's definitely maybe like a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 cards that you could only get from the starter.
Yeah. The starter set came with like a Demir themed free running, which it was a mechanic
Hmm.
introduced for assassins. It was all about using the free running mechanic
Okay.
and cheating out assassins.
Yeah. So what was the free running? It was like if you're if it's your commander or an assassin
Hmm.
hit or sorry dealt combat damage to a player, then you got like a discounted effect, right? Or a discounted price for a card,
Yes, it's
essentially.
similar to ninjutsu, but it's after you hit and you put it on
Oh
the
yeah.
battlefield.
I see what you're saying, yeah. You're not like swapping cards in like
Yeah,
ninjutsu, but it's like a card has like a normal casting price, and usually it seemed like it was kind of overpriced for what the card did. But if you hit with your commander or with an assassin, you could play the card with free running for the free running cost, which is usually a lot cheaper, right?
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
So that in that sense, like it would be a good discount. So yeah, I thought it was an interesting mechanic. I don't think anyone in our play group has played free running at all, right?
No one in our play group um is really in got into like the Assassin's Creed set
Yeah.
in general.
We did pull that. Was it a 5 color Ezio? Was it
Yes,
Ezio? He's
yeah,
like it's a black card, but it had an activated ability for Wooburg.
yes. That
Um,
that is the Ezio card.
The Ezio. Yeah, I think one of us was really close to building it, but I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, no one built it yet. I know you built a Socrates deck.
I did build a Socrates deck, kind of, because it's more persistent petitioners. It's a persistent petitioners deck. So I played it very mill slash like, okay, we could draw a bunch of cards. Uh-oh, you milled yourself. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
Uh,
was a yeah, I saw Socrates like when it first got spoiled, I'm like, that's something I could get behind. Like I don't have a blue white deck. And I wanted to build a persistent petitioners deck for a while because I had maybe like, I had enough copies where I could build it. And then our one friend like donated like 5 to maybe like 7 persistent petitioners to me. So I'm like, all right, I guess I have to build it. And then yeah, Socrates came around. I'm like, this is perfect.
It's perfect time. Yeah. Uh, out of I didn't for me, I didn't see a commander in there that really spoke to me. I
Mhm.
saw one that kind of piqued my interest. He's the main character from Assassin's Creed 3, Connor. They put his actual Native American name in
Oh, okay.
that I cannot pronounce and will not try.
Sure. I've not touched any of the games, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think I remember the card. Do you remember what that card did?
Yes, it was basically a equipment recursion,
Oh, okay.
and it auto equips the recurred equipment to assassins.
Ooh, that sounds kind of cool.
Yes, so I have plans on building him, but he was the only one out of the set who I found interest. Unlike Fallout, Fallout had some great legendary creatures. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Before we segue, I did build a second Assassin's Creed deck.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because we were, I don't know how this came about, but we started talking about like Pauper
Mm-hmm.
Commander. So as you know, Pauper Commander, like all the cards in the 99 have to be commons, right?
Yes.
But your commander could be any uncommon, regardless if it's legendary or not. I ended up picking, oh, what's his name? It's the guy that like has to attack each turn. I forget
He
his name.
also has a hard to pronounce name because it's Greek.
Oh yeah. That's the red guy, the mono red guy.
Yes. Similar to
God, I have to look this up now.
yeah.
Sorry. You can keep talking while I look for it real quick.
So yeah, it was a mono red deck similar to the transformer that you give to other
Slicer? Slicer? Slicer.
slicer
Yeah.
that you give to other people, and he force your opponents to attack with him. So he gets just bigger and bigger, and just gets passed around the table. Similar to that, but on a lower level version since it's mono red.
I mean, Slicer?
Y-
Slicer was also mono red, right?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, God, why can't I find it right now? Maybe I'll just look at you. Can keep talking. Hold on.
But yeah. So the popper deck was pretty cool. It is fun to see how popper works with each other. My popper deck was a Thunder Junction with the Sure Shot Cactus Folk. So it's all about power 4 or greater,
Mm-hmm.
and giving those power 4 or greaters trample and haste, and just basic gruel, big stompy coming at you. And uh, it works better than expected. But what I was really surprised about your deck, the Assassin's Creed one, is in Popper, like if it doesn't get removed immediately, by the third time it gets passed around, someone's taken a lot of commander damage.
Yeah. It's funny because like obviously you don't want to kill one person outright, which you possibly like probably could, because if like 3 out of the 4 players just target one player, that's commander damage right there.
Yep, because he gets stronger and stronger each time he gets passed around.
Yeah, it gets a 1/1 counter when it goes to the next player. So that's hilarious, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, and so like the other opponents want to like politic and like who can survive being hit by this massive creature. We
Yeah.
have to swing and we cannot sacrifice. And I know I think you put in some stuff like that made it harder for him to die. Cause
I honestly don't remember. I just put as much ramp as I could in, in the common card slots. Um there was a couple like not equipments, but like enchantments that gave him like menace or stuff like that.
hmm.
Um because there's not a lot of protection in red. Alexios, that's his name.
Yes,
Oh
Alexios.
my goodness.
We
Sorry
finally
about that.
found it.
Yeah. Deimos Deimos of Cosmos. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
I haven't played any of these games. I don't even know which game this one's from.
Yeah. Deimos of Cosmos. Yeah, Cosmos.
Cosmos?
Yeah, I didn't play that
Cosmos.
one. I stopped at Assassin's Creed Unity, which is the French Revolution one.
Okay.
Um, good times.
Good times. But yeah, oh, I did have some artifacts in there, some equipment that like gave it flying or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah. It was fun to see, to say the least.
yeah, and no one can hate on me because it's a popper deck, right? So I don't have any strong cards in there like Jessica's Will or anything like
Yeah,
that.
you
So
don't have any of the crazy red stuff.
yeah, like essentially you just kill it. Like it's 4 mana to cast.
Yeah, and in mono red,
And
that's
mono red,
rough.
yeah. Like my ramp consists of mainly like treasures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like fake ramp where I could ramp like once and then if you kill them again, well I'm just still stuck on like 3 lands or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, any last words for Assassin's Creed?
Um,
It was such a tiny set. There were some cards that were pushed, right?
like the Ezio's.
Yeah, the Ezio's were pushed. What is it? The regalia, the equipment. It was like an uncommon, but it's like a really good uncommon.
Oh yeah, the Assassin's Regalia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, They're also they did add that legendary artifact creature commander that costs like 15.
Oh, it's
The
a god,
Trinity.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's hilarious. Like upon first inspection, everyone was like, "Oh, this costs too much. It's gonna like be so difficult to cast." But like I've seen videos on YouTube of like people casting it like turn 3 or 4 because they just have like ways to cheat the cost, right? So
Yeah. That's pretty funny. Uh, there were some funny cards in Assassin's Creed, but overall, um, um, I was okay with this set. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just middle of the row. Okay.
yeah,
Mainly because like the size. I think they could have done um I think they could have added like some other things from Assassin's Creed.
yeah. Because there's how many games of Assassin's Creed, right?
Now there's like
There's a
seven,
lot. Yeah.
7 or 8.
So it's there's with such a small set, like you can't really encapsulate all of those games into such a tiny set. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, but Fallout.
Fallout.
Fallout is good.
Fallout was pretty good. I've also never played any Fallout games, which I know is blasphemy, right? I
Man.
think I bought one of the Fallout games like on Steam because it was on sale, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just there. Like I've never installed it, I've never played it. I just literally bought it because everyone was like, "It's so good, you should get it," and it was cheaper. But I still haven't played it. Sorry.
Yeah. I love the Fallout games.
Mm-hmm.
Like while when I was a kid, while other people are playing like Skyrim and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, I was playing Fallout 3. I was the other side of the
I
Bethesda
see.
kid.
Okay.
Um, just some futuristic, but somehow still old timey. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're still in like kind of like the Jetsons.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like they still have the tube TVs but they have robot helpers.
Yeah.
And
What do you call that genre? It's like a dystopian future, but like set in the past, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was really fun. And like the creatures and everything was really interesting. The ghouls, like the fact that ghouls were like people who survived the initial
Mm,
blast and like lived
okay.
hundreds of years later.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never played the Fallout game, but like looking at the cards, like you could tell like the developers put a lot of time into it because there's so many little details and like I guess callbacks to like different like games and different characters and stuff.
Hmm.
Like I was getting a good idea of the world just based on the cards.
Yeah,
So,
and I think that's what a good Universe Beyond set should do, is like for those who like haven't heard the IP. Obviously, that Magic wants to bring like some nostalgia when they bring
mhm.
a Universe Beyond. They want to bring in that crowd to play Magic, but it also works the other way around. If Magic players never heard of the set from Universe Beyond, it can draw them in to
Mhm.
that IP.
Yeah, for sure.
And to do that, you need to encompass the whole IP in like a single set, which is hard to do.
Mhm.
And I think Fallout nailed it. Like you have iconic creatures like the Death Claws, like the ghouls, like mainstay characters like Frank Horrigan. Um,
I don't know who that is.
yeah. Also, characters from every Fallout game,
Mhm.
from Fallout 1 to Fallout 4.
Okay. So there's been 4 games
There's
or
technically a couple more, but there's
Mhm.
four mainstay Fallout games.
Okay.
There's an MMO Fallout game called Fallout 76.
Okay,
So
that's
it's
like
kind
the
of like
latest
their
one, right?
yeah, it's
Okay.
their attempt on a Elder Scrolls Online.
I see. Okay.
And then there's a turn-based tactics game
Oh,
for
wow.
Fallout.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool.
And but all those are Fallout games. And there's a phone game, but
We don't talk about
we
that
don't.
one or
It's just a time sink. It's
Okay,
just a
for
base
sure.
builder.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had a lot of friends say that was it New Vegas was like the best one.
Yes.
You agree with that statement?
Yes.
Okay.
New Vegas has the best story.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And if it was remade today, it would probably win Game of the Year,
Interesting.
is my opinion.
Okay. So what'd you so I know you picked up one of the precons, right, for Fallout?
Yes, I picked up the Loyal Companion precon, the one with
Dog meat, right?
yes, the dog meat
Yeah.
precon. That one surprised me on how good it was.
Yeah, if you had like the perfect hand, like you could start like buffing up your dog meat super quick and like just dealing lethal like right away.
Yes.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah. Like and dog meat only costs 3. Like he gets some equipment back to your hand from the graveyard
Hmm.
and he mills you, so you're more
There's more
likely.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah. And he basically impulse draws you with the junk tokens that are
Hmm.
exclusive to Fallout. It's a
Yeah.
it's every red player's wet dream of impulse drawing.
Yeah, that's definitely a red color like mechanic for sure.
Hmm. And just off of that, um, you always have cards to play with
Hmm.
dog meat, and it gets out of hand if you don't deal with it quickly.
Yeah, I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The the only other precon I would say that like would catches my eye even more would be the Mothman precon.
Yeah, one of our players in our pod plays Mothman quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. It is crazy
Yeah,
how good it is.
it's pretty decent. The what is it, the rad mechanic?
Mhm.
Um, I thought that was an interesting spin to it. It's like a mill kind of thing, but kind of you want to like have it on everybody. And like the way that Mothman works with it, it's like, whoa, suddenly it's like a giant 10-10 flyer because
Yeah.
yeah.
A 10-10 flying commander? What?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
it just keeps growing,
It
right?
just
Every
keeps
turn.
growing.
Originally, if our friend hadn't built the Mothman, I was thinking about putting my persistent petitioners. Like I was thinking about building a persistent petitioners deck with Mothman as a commander.
Oh,
And really like focus around the mill theme. But since he had it, like I chose to not build that deck,
yeah.
which I don't know if that's like for the best because then eventually I built the Socrates deck, so
It
um,
worked out in the end.
yeah, it worked out in the
It
end.
worked out in the end. Um,
um,
but yeah, Fallout, amazing set. Captured the theme of Fallout, really got you into the world. Great
mhm.
cards. Um, pretty good precons overall.
So I picked up
The Liberty.
the Liberty Prime just because it's red, white, and blue America, right? And then there you had a big like giant mech as a commander. Well, I guess that was like the backup commander, right? Like it wasn't the box commander
Yeah.
because the box commander was Madison Lee, I think her name is.
Yes.
So I definitely bought the precon. I put in Liberty Prime. I wasn't very happy with the deck.
That one was
It was
rough.
a little rough. Yeah, they didn't put like all of the energy support cards that were like that came out in the past. And granted, it only came out in like the original Kaladesh, like that block set.
Hmm.
I think that was the only time energy was in actual magic cards, right? They didn't put in every single card in there because they wanted to stick with the Fallout,
Yeah, the
theme.
Fallout theme.
So I think it was lacking in that situation because it was so difficult unless you had like the perfect hand, just to generate the energy every turn to like attack or block with Liberty Prime.
Hmm.
So I literally played that deck maybe like a couple times. I tried to make it work with like the old cards in there, but it just felt really clunky, and I stopped playing it
Yeah.
altogether.
That one you need to basically. upgrade the precon to the point where it's no longer the precon.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah,
That's
because
funny because like the was it Modern Horizon set was
came
also, yeah, it came out with literally another Jeskai energy deck, which I think just overall was better, right?
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
That's like the way they should have built it in the first place. So
Like
I don't know.
they heard our complaints about Liberty Prime.
Did they though? I think because I know the developers at Wizards or whatever they have like a planner, right? Like the cards for MH3 was probably already pretty much done. Like the designs were done, so
That's fair.
they did this on purpose.
They did it on. It was all part of a plan.
Yeah, I know that was
It was to
tricky.
get you excited for Modern
Yeah, it's like
Horizons
take my
3.
money. Oh, take more of my money.
But yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, that one was definitely rough. The Caesar one we didn't get to see much of,
yeah. Our one friend picked it up.
but he only played it like twice.
Yeah, he played it maybe like once or twice, and also that one kind of
Was
was a little lackluster.
yeah,
Yeah. So.
it's seemed good because the face commander like is very aristocratic,
Yeah.
which seemed good, and for some reason it just didn't work out. I don't know if it was like a ramp problem or what, but
Maybe a skill problem.
ooh,
If you play that commander, and you have great success with it, let us know in the comments, I
yeah.
guess.
Or if you think it needs an upgrade to work like Liberty Prime, tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got two Universe Beyond sets this
Mhm.
year, and we're expecting two more next year.
Yeah, 2025 is a big year.
Yes,
Um, what did they announce? I know they announced Marvel,
yes, they announced Marvel and they announced Final
Final
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
That is going to be huge.
Oh, that's like the two things that like I grew up with.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy games. Like I played a lot of Final Fantasy X, with Titus and the guy with the volleyball,
Waka.
Waka. Yeah, Yuna. Like I buffed out my Yuna. She was like the main character essentially.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one that did the summoning.
Yeah, she was the white mage.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she was healing
yeah.
and yeah. But like I learned early that like the stronger Yuna is, the stronger your summons are. So I definitely had, she was like my main. Like she was in every party, especially because she was a white mage, right? You need a
Mm-hmm.
healer for the team. So my Yuna was like super buff.
Yeah, I also I love Final Fantasy and I loved Final Fantasy X.
Hmm.
That was the first Final Fantasy I played.
Yeah.
My older brothers grew up with Final Fantasy 7. I grew up with Final Fantasy 10,
Yeah.
and that was really fun. And I'm excited to see what
Yeah.
cards they put in this set. And I hope they do it right. They can either win really big with this or lose really big with this, because the Final Fantasy 7 remake is
Hmm.
really popular and got people looking at Final Fantasy again.
Yeah.
And if they mess it up, everyone's gonna be staring at them.
So I know, like, I think the last Final Fantasy game I played was 13, but that one, I don't know if you played 13, but it was, in my opinion, a little dull and kind of stale, and it got stale and boring pretty quick. So I never finished 13, and I just never picked up Final Fantasy after that. I did hear about the remake of 7. Um, I'm interested in picking it up, but I haven't yet.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe when the set comes out, it might, drive me to that. Like I need to play the video games.
yeah, cause it's they only released the second part to it, and I think they're planning on like
Mm.
making it a three-part game.
Oh, really?
Cause the
Huh.
original Final Fantasy 7 was like a multi-disc across the PS2 or PS1, wasn't it?
PS1 or two? Yeah, yeah. I remember it was like, well, that was just like the limitations of the technology at the time.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
and I think like they're trying since they revamped the entire combat system and
Hmm.
graphics to suit this day and age, it just scaled with today's technologies.
Okay.
So instead of making a multi-disc, they're just making it their own games.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So maybe, or maybe they're just trying to make me spend more money.
That's probably it.
Yeah,
That makes the most sense.
yeah,
But what do you think about like Marvel though? Because Marvel was such, well, obviously Marvel's huge, right? But
yes,
if you're looking at the MCU recently, like it's not going too great. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine came out recently.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard it's great.
It's amazing. I was laughing pretty much beginning to end. The cameos, chef's kiss. But that's not, well, I guess we'll find out if that's actually like main MCU storyline, I guess.
Hmm.
But yeah, prior to that, like,
It was
man,
not doing
it
well.
was
It was
rough.
not
Yeah.
doing well. I stopped watching a lot of Marvel after Endgame. I tried to
Yeah.
watch a couple of movies after that, but like
Hmm.
they just seemed dull and like just like low tier.
Yeah. Like Endgame was so good, right?
Hmm.
Infinity War, Endgame, it was too good, and now they're trying to like somehow top that, which I think is going to be impossible, in my honest opinion.
Hmm.
And it sucks that like the whole controversy with I forget the actor's name, but the
Oh,
whole like Kang Dynasty stuff.
yeah, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Unfortunately the things happened and he got kicked out of like the movies and stuff. So they're like redirecting the MCU now. And then recently they revealed, right?
Yes.
RDJ is gonna be Doctor Doom.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
I mean,
If you
yeah, it's
haven't
all over.
seen,
That was like literally like what was it? San Diego Comic Con, right?
yeah, they made a massive. If you haven't seen that, and this is your first time hearing it, shame on you.
Spoilers, but it's like it was like the main story from Comic Con this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of controversy around that.
Yeah, a lot of people like, what is going
Yeah,
on? You shouldn't even use him anymore. He's like done. Like a lot of people see him as Iron Man.
yeah,
And spoiler alert, Iron Man dies, right? So but then like everyone's like, how are they gonna spin this? Is it gonna be like a multiverse thing, or did he come back to life and he's just an evil guy, like an evil zombie, and he's Doctor Doom now? Like, how are they gonna spin it, right?
yeah, and there's definitely people who don't like it, and there's definitely people who do like it. Yeah, so Marvel is a giant IP. They have a lot of people to choose from, especially for like for the set pre-cons. I'm curious about what they choose. I feel like the top picks are gonna obviously be Spider-Man, that's Marvel's favorite superhero. It's been number one for a long time. I think the MCU is going to have them force them to make an Iron Man pre-con. Um, I can see a Jeskai red, white, and blue Captain America.
Yeah, they've got it. If they don't, I'd be upset.
Yeah. Uh, and like me personally, I would love to see a Hulk precon, but I know the Hulk isn't that popular. So I think they're gonna do like a Thanos villain precon or something.
Oh yeah, I can see that
I
happening.
can definitely see them making at least one villain
What colors
precon,
would that be? Like
like black,
black,
white, maybe
black,
for
white, yeah.
as balance as all
Yeah,
things
like the
should
yin and yang
be.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a third color in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
That'd be pretty interesting.
That would be pretty interesting. And like they have so many superheroes to choose from for legendary creatures.
Oh god, yeah. Literally
Literally
all the heroes.
everyone could be their own legendary creature.
Except for Hawkeye. He should
Ex-
just be a normal guy.
Hawkeye and Black Widow, sorry, you
Yeah.
didn't make the
They're
legendary
just
cut.
normal people. They're not like superheroes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did look it up. So Avengers Doomsday is out due in May 2026, and then Avengers Secret Wars is in 2027.
Okay. Good.
So
So we won't have to worry about Doctor Doom Iron Man.
yeah, just like RDJ art, but like we won't get confused because
Yeah.
like Doctor
Yeah.
Doom movies won't be out yet.
RDJ Iron Man and an RDJ Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
That would be funny.
That
I'm
would be
sure
really
someone's
funny.
gonna like do custom art just
Oh
for
yeah.
kicks
Oh,
and giggles.
probably. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. But yeah, it would they have so many things to choose from, and I just hope they make the Hulk green red.
Yeah, because you have the Green Hulk, and then
The red
the
Hulk.
red one's coming out in the new Captain America
Mm-hmm.
movie. That's sometime this year or next year or something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, that could be. That seems easy enough.
that seems
The
easy
Green Hulk
enough.
and the Red Hulk. Yeah,
Yeah,
a Gruul deck right
a
there.
Gruul deck. I love me some Gruul decks.
Yeah.
But besides those two and like what we predict from it, I think for Final Fantasy, they
Hmm.
have to do a Final Fantasy 7 precon.
7 was so huge back in the day,
Yeah,
right? Like
and
they
it's
have to.
iconic.
Yeah. If you think about like because we had not Doctor Doom, sorry, Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Was
Yeah.
that last year, right? They built their precons around like some of the more popular doctors, I guess, from the TV show. So I could
Hmm.
see something like that, right, with Final Fantasy. Like, what were the like the big ones? Like 7 was definitely popular. 10, I'd
And
say so. Yeah.
a lot of people liked 9.
9, I haven't played 9, but yeah, I've heard 9 is really good.
And the latest one, 16.
Oh God, it's at 16 now. Okay.
16 uh, was pretty popular.
Okay.
If there's a funny story when like they were releasing it to the game convention.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of the developers that was working on it works on Devil May Cry video games.
Hmm.
And if you ever played one of
Nice.
those are very stylish
Oh
combat
yeah.
video games.
Mm-hmm.
And he was showing off a boss fight.
Oh.
And the developer played exactly how you would think a Devil May Cry developer would play.
Okay.
He perfect parried every single attack and did not
Wow.
get hit. And he was on the
Okay.
hardest difficulty
Hmm.
in front of a crowd. It was crazy.
Jeez.
But I think they're going to do a Final Fantasy 16. I
Okay.
don't think they'll do any of the Final Fantasy 13s or 13-2s or 13
I
Lightning's
hope not.
Return.
Well, I don't know. Lightning. It seemed like Lightning was like the main character of
Yeah.
Final Fantasy for a while because they had like uh, the spin-off games or whatever. So
Yeah. But I would be surprised if they did that. I think here are my like predictions for the precons of Final Fantasy sets.
okay.
It's going to be Cloud Strife
Yeah.
as one.
What
Face
colors do you think?
Cloud Strife, I feel like he is a white
Oh,
green
green.
because he works for the eco terrorists.
I guess, yeah.
He's all about the environment, man.
Selesnya?
Selesnya,
But
and
then like what theme though? Like plus one counters? It's not gonna go wide, I don't
I think
think.
they're gonna do auras to signify like
Auras, okay.
the what are those called the
The limit breaks or whatever?
the limit
Or
breaks and the little
what?
balls of energy you get.
Oh, freaking yeah. It's
You
like how you power up and
yeah.
stuff.
If you play Final Fantasy 7, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh man, yeah, that whole system was interesting.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna do that and use a white green to signify like that. Sephiroth definitely black, red, and blue.
And blue?
Yeah,
Okay,
and blue,
yeah.
and blue.
He did have like one wing. Well, spoiler alert. He had like one wing at the end as the final boss, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
and he wasn't like a dumb villain. He wasn't like a strong dumb villain. He was pretty smart. Like,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
and I think that's where like the blue works in and like his tactics and everything.
Is it materia?
Yes, materia is what it's
Materia,
called. The
yeah.
materia.
Ooh. Whoever commented first with materia, congrats.
Woo.
Yeah, applause for me.
And but yeah, for themes for him, I think it's going to be like uh flying and like just general. I think it's going to be like a making Sephiroth stronger, like a
hmm
Voltron Grixis.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think they're going to make Titus from Final Fantasy 7. 10.
Yeah,
I think they're going
yeah,
to
from
make a
10.
Titus deck. I think it's going to be like blue.
I feel blue for sure.
Blue. I think it's gonna be red because he was like very like if you played the games, he's very emotional and like yelling a lot, laughing a lot,
Yeah.
trying to get other people.
Ha 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 ha.
Exactly.
If you know that reference, I probably did a horrible job, but
Blue, red, and I think white,
possibly, yeah.
possibly white.
So another Jeskai deck.
Another Jeskai deck. We're going with
I mean,
Jeskais.
yeah, he's a sword user, right?
Yeah,
He's kind of agile and quick.
and yeah, I think they're gonna go with the. I think they might go with equipments for Titus.
Um.
He was definitely a most first and foremost a sword guy
Oh
in
yeah,
the games.
yeah. He's the quick sword guy.
Yeah,
And then he played Blitzball, which is very agile,
fast.
right? Watery.
Yeah.
Um. So like, what abilities? Like first strike,
They
maybe
could reintroduce
unblockable.
Blitz
What was Blitz? Oh,
from New Capenia.
because of
Like, yeah,
Blitzball.
because of Blitzball.
Maybe, yeah, that'd be
Uh,
cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
and then his dad, right? Eject.
Yeah.
Um, spoiler alert, he was like Sin, the main bad guy. Like, there's a lot of spoilers in this episode. I can see him being like, red black or something.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I think for the final precon, they're going to do. I think they're only going to stay within Final Fantasy 7 and
You
Final
think
Fantasy
so?
10 because those are the two most big games.
I mean, there's an MMO, right? I don't know how many people played that one, but
A lot of people do play it, but like
uh,
there's no like big characters from the MMO. Nothing
I
like
guess.
Yuna from Final
I
Fantasy
guess,
10.
yeah. I
Every,
mean, we need like a Moggle. Are the little guys, right?
the little models,
We need those to have some kind of like presence because they're just cute
put them in
and
the Yuna
like
deck. Make it Moggle tribal.
I guess. I don't know because I'd want to see if there was a unit deck. I'd want like the summons in there, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So create some
That's
kind of
true.
mechanic like to fetch out the summons or something.
Yeah, Lilith could be the Moggle deck since she uses like the little Moggle for spell
Oh,
casting.
is that her name? The Black Mage, right?
Yeah. Oh, Lulu. Lulu.
Lulu. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lilith is a different Final
And
Fantasy
she had the
character.
belt buckles all over her chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lulu. But yeah.
I can see
So
that.
those are my predictions.
Do you think they'd have a X2 with like the three female leads and like singing and dancing?
Oh,
I've never played it, but I've seen it.
maybe. One could hope.
One could hope. Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to be excited for a Tifa deck,
Tifa, yeah.
a
That
Tifa
yeah.
deck. And I
Very
feel like
iconic.
Tifa's going to either be mono red, like a beatdown deck,
Sure.
or
She
it's
was like a thief, right?
no, that was Riku.
That was also Riku. Tifa was the one with
Tifa
the
was
big
like
oh, Tifa was the fighting one.
Tifa was
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fighter. Like
I was
she's
I was
through
thinking of
hands.
what's the Yuffie?
Yuffie.
I was thinking of her for a split second.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tifa is gonna
Oh
be a
yeah.
beatdown deck, no matter what colors they put her in.
Yeah.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
Um, but other than those IPs, those are really two good IPs, and I hope they
Mhm.
do those two IPs good
They have
justice.
so much like material to work with. I don't feel like they could fail. Like I think it could be on the level of even Lord of the Rings because Lord of the Rings was a huge set.
Yeah.
Like they had their own set aside from like the commander stuff, right? Like
Mm,
it was huge. And I think they could do that for Final Fantasy or Marvel or both, really.
yeah. They even
Yeah.
brought back Lord of the Rings for Christmas.
They did, yeah. There's so much Lord of the Rings that they didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. And uh, if I could have one wish,
One
um,
wish.
I would, out of the IPs,
Hmm.
I again going back to the Assassin's Creed. I really did not like Assassin's Creed. I wish they would have like done like a different IP in general
Instead of Assassin's Creed.
instead of Assassin's Creed.
Hmm.
Because in my opinion, Assassin's Creed is like had its time in the sunshine. It
Sure.
I think it's more of a dying IP.
Hmm.
Ever
Okay.
since like Origins was a good game,
Okay.
but it lost to what Assassin's Creed was.
Oh. Mm.
So yeah,
If
I
you say
think they
so.
would have. I really wish they would have replaced it with like either Dark Souls or Elden Ring
Ooh,
or
yeah.
any of the FromSoft games, or just a FromSoft set. Incorporate all of them. Elden Ring, all the Dark
Mhm.
Souls, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, my personal
Oh
favorite,
Lord.
and Bloodborne. There's a cult following
Yeah,
Bloodborne,
that's true.
praying to FromSoft and PlayStation to remake it or reintroduce it to PC.
Mhm.
But yeah, they could have definitely done like a different IP. Uh,
Yeah.
that Devil May Cry is also really good. I know it's an
Mhm.
older IP, but it's definitely really good, and it's has enough to it to make a magic set, but it's not too broad to where they don't know what to do with it.
Sure.
God of War also on top of my list.
Yeah.
I'm
Bring
sure
the gods back.
you bring the gods back.
They did have like the Norse themed set with Kaldheim, which I mean it's not too big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Um,
Like,
I'm
oh, I'm sorry. Do you mean like the recent God of War or like the old God of War?
all
Like
of them.
Oh, all of them.
All of
Okay.
them. Bring them back, the like
Because it was
Greek
like Greek,
gods
yeah.
and the Norse gods.
Because they also, if you think about it, they also kind of did the Greek gods with like
The
the what's the site?
death from or death beyond death.
Yeah, but what's the name of it?
Oh, Theros.
Theros. There we go.
Theros is
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
set name.
Yeah, the very heavily Greek
Yeah,
themed, right?
yeah.
But yeah, if they just skin it with the God of War skin, like, yeah,
It would be so cool.
yeah,
It would be so awesome.
boy,
Boy.
go get the firewood, boy, shoot, shoot your arrow. I don't know, I forgot what he says. I'm looking forward to some kind of like anime crossover, because you know how like in some sets they do like the anime style cards,
Yeah.
and those are always popular, no matter what like actual card it is. If they put an anime skin on it, it just sells. So why don't they just go full on anime? Like, I don't know, what's a good anime?
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball is such a huge game too, but I mean, if they could get Final Fantasy and Marvel,
I'm sure they could
I'm
get
sure.
Dragon Ball Z, maybe Naruto, one of the
Yeah.
big three, One Piece,
Oh
Bleach,
my gosh, yeah.
or they could even go if they looking for relevancy. There's a lot of good anime now. Jujutsu
Hmm.
Kaisen is a
Yeah.
top one.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I have to
It's
watch the
great.
last
There's only
season.
2 seasons, so it's just you can watch it.
There's only 2 seasons?
There's only 2 seasons.
Oh, shoot.
They're and it's they're on their season break, so you can
Oh
binge it.
Lord. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what other animes I'd want to do.
My
My
Hero,
Hero could be a good one,
that
right?
one's ending soon,
Oh, for sure ending?
for sure.
Oh,
Ending.
wow.
It's
Okay.
so like maybe we'll see if we do get an anime set in the future. Maybe we'll see My Hero since it's
I
finished.
think it would sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, with all the superheroes and their cool little powers and
Hmm.
quirks. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would sell like hotcakes. Um, one of our buddies, because I brought this question up to him,
Hmm.
and he was like, I asked him if he had to pick one, which one would he pick out of anything?
Okay.
A Halo set.
Halo.
Halo.
That's a shooter game though. How would that work?
There is deep lore into Halo.
Okay, I guess. I never got into Halo. I was more of a PlayStation kid than like an Xbox kid, so I
Like
missed out.
you have like the factions of Halo, like you have the Covenant, which is like
Okay.
all the aliens and stuff who formed a
Okay.
coalition,
Hmm.
ruled by a ruling class. You have the humans, obviously.
Right. Okay.
You have their joined enemy, the Flood, which are kind of like zombies.
Oh,
They
okay, I
kind of
see.
they kind of take over people and use them as like uh, uh, disease dispensing things to spread more
Oh,
of the Flood.
ooh, okay.
And like you have the later on in the game, there's even more. There's the I forget what they're called. There's
Don't look at me. I
the
haven't haven't played it. That's the guy with the Master Chief, Master Chef,
oh that's
right?
a
No, that's
no no no
oh my God.
that's the Arbiter
Oh,
who is a part of
Jeebus.
the Covenant.
Okay.
But yeah,
Oh,
they have a whole bunch of different factions,
I see.
and it
Okay.
would be really cool. Like, they have enough factions to like give each faction like a color identity.
Hmm.
Um,
So do you think they'd like do something along the lines of like what was the first Universes Beyond? 40K?
40K, yes,
It could be something like that, I guess.
yeah, and I have thoughts on 40K,
Like as the magic set or
the
like
Magic set,
okay.
and the regular 40K,
Hmm.
but specifically towards the Magic set. Uh, we can talk about. I could talk a
Oh no.
full episode on Warhammer the Magic
We
set.
could save that for next time maybe. I
Yeah,
feel like
long
this one's getting
story
a little
short,
long.
I think they could have done way better.
I mean, it was like the first real Universes Beyond that they did as a set.
I think
So
they should either redo it
redo it part
or
2.
erase it from my memory.
Oh no. I mean, I could see them going back. I mean, if the IP is still something that they could share, right?
Yeah,
For with the Wizards of the Coast. So maybe
maybe, hopefully,
because
but
they came out with the four, was it four commander
for
decks?
precons. Yep,
And that's the ones with like they had the super fancy versions also, right?
all foils.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounded cool. I didn't buy any of them. No, I bought one of them. I haven't played it in so long, I forgot. Uh,
Did you get the mono black Necron deck?
no, that was someone else. The
Then
one I got was
you
there's
didn't get the
blue and white
Cascade.
in there. No, I think we got the same one actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think you're right. We did get
Um,
the Imperium of Man deck with the Inquisitor Greyfax. Bl
sorry.
black, blue, white.
Yeah, but I wanted to switch the main commander to Marnius Calgar. Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yep.
Yeah, because he was more like token
Yeah.
heavy. Yeah, and I wanted to build a token deck. I definitely just took parts. Like I gutted that recon and just took a bunch of singles from it.
You
So
massacred my
I'm
boy.
sorry, but I mean that's one of those sets where it's like they had very unique cards, and I don't think. Do you think they'll ever reprint cards from these Universes Beyond sets?
Uh,
Like blood
if
for the what is it? Blood for
blood
the
for the
blood
blood
god?
god,
Like you're not gonna have that again. I mean, they might do the whole put like a fake name over it,
yeah,
but still have like the same effect.
I don't think they'll ever reprint them unless they go back and do uh another Warhammer set, which I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they will. Sadly, I think they'll
Yeah.
just keep moving to the next IP.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so we won't get another blood for the blood god, or we won't get more squad mechanic.
Yeah. Do you think that's like specifically just for that set and
I
never
will.
again?
I think it's specifically for
Ah,
that set.
okay.
Maybe they can reintroduce it. If there would be a set, it would be the Halo set.
Okay.
They could
Yeah.
reintroduce it too.
I mean, they did that with like Bloomborough, where they had the offspring or whatever, which
Yeah,
is kind of almost kind of like
squad,
squad, but not
but
really.
it's
But
different.
it is
It's a
different.
baby version.
Yeah. Offspring. Yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
He's
Yeah.
literally the baby version.
Wee 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 wee.
But yeah, there's definitely some sets I would say they could go back to and revisit the Warhammer 40K,
Hmm.
uh, Assassin's Creed, either revisit it or scrap it and do a new one.
Scrap it and do a new one, maybe.
Um, how was the Doctor Who one though? I
Doctor
didn't get the Doctor Who
Who.
anything.
I picked it up just because it had reprints of Farewell and then that one card, We All Live or something like that, where you know. I never played the precon. I heard the timey wimey one. Precon was the most popular, I think.
Hmm.
Because that's the one where you could add in like suspend counters or take away suspend counters, stuff like that. I heard it was pretty strong out of the box, but I don't know. I've never played it, so.
Okay.
And not very many people that I know, were actual Doctor Who fans. So I don't know if it actually sold well.
I can't imagine it would sell well, uh, in the US of A because
Oh
it
yeah,
is a
because there is
British TV show
that's true. Yeah,
and it is a very old British TV show at that.
yeah. I mean, you had some really good actors in the show, so I
That is
mean,
true.
that could be a selling point, I guess.
Yeah, but it's definitely seemed out of like left field
A little bit, yeah.
because you had Warhammer 40K, which is iconic
Hmm.
among the nerd community.
Yeah, that's true. Warhammer and then Magic. That's
Yeah, they
high
go hand
fantasy
in
kind of thing.
hand.
Yeah.
Um, and but Doctor Who, like
I don't know.
what?
That's a different kind of nerd.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But I mean, like, Lord of the Rings was a home run set.
yeah. Lord of the Rings home run. Fallout was a home run, I
Oh yeah,
think. Not as much
Fallout
as
was pretty
Lord of
good.
the Rings, but it was good.
Hmm.
Uh, they missed the ball on Assassin's Creed, and I hope they hit two home runs with Final Fantasy and
Oh
Marvel.
my god, my wallet is crying
Yeah,
because I know I'm gonna buy like everything that comes out next year.
yeah. And next year is they released like the calendar with like some code name
Yeah,
sets.
I mean, the only thing we got for sure was Innistrad, I think.
Yeah,
But then yeah, we looked it up. It was like tennis and what is it? Like wrestling,
volleyball,
volleyball.
wrestling.
It's alluded that we're going back to Tarkir at some point,
Yes,
so
and
that's
if you
cool.
watched our first episode,
If we have first episode.
yeah, uh, we guessed it, and we didn't look at the list before that.
Yeah, because there's a what was it in Bloomborough? There's
The
a bird
Dragon
dragon.
Hawk, the
Yeah,
Dragon Hawk in Bloomborough.
that was like the only dragon in the set, and it's like,
Yes.
well, that's kind of weird unless they're leading us somewhere.
Ooh,
Ooh.
why is there a dragon here?
Yeah, or unless like, because the other thing is like, there's certain what's the word? Typal cards, I guess. I
Mm-hmm.
don't say tribal. I think it's typal now, right? That people just want more of. So that's usually like dragons and like angels and maybe like zombies and goblins, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like every set, no matter what like world it is, they have to like insert something to appease the fans.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even, was there like an angel in Boomborough? I
No.
feel like there might be like one, maybe like a otter angel or something. And then we
Just
had a bird dragon, right?
yeah.
So I feel like that's just one of those like check marks that like Wizards has to make sure they have, like something to appease the fans
Yeah.
for the time
Give
being.
dragon players dragon.
Yeah,
Give angel
exactly.
players angel.
Yeah. So
Don't upset the goblin players.
yeah, because that could be it too.
Yeah,
But I mean, going back to Starkir, like that would be cool. We
that
haven't been
would be
back
cool.
in a while. See what Sarkin, see what he's up to
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, right?
Yep. Um, how do you feel about revisiting Innistrad after we had Ravnica remastered this year? Now we're having
hmm
Innistrad remastered.
Oh, it's a remastered set.
Yeah.
I mean, Innistrad was one of those iconic sets for sure. Probably not as much as Ravnica was, but I mean, when you think of Magic, when I think of Magic, I think of Ravnica, I think of Innistrad. So definitely a good pick. And there's a lot of cards that they could choose from to reprint. So I
Oh,
look forward to it.
nice. I joined right after the Midnight Hunt.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So I missed the Innistrad. Like I kind of hit the back end of it.
Yeah, because that's was that like the third time we went to Innistrad? I can't remember. Maybe the second time even.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it seems cool. And it's interesting that's like it's scheduled to be the first set of next year.
hmm
And it's not soon after, like Duskmourn, another horror themed.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So you got Duskmourn, you got a little break, and then you got Innistrad.
Yeah.
So you
We're
get
not
a
counting like the foundation set that's coming out
yeah,
at the end of
that's
this
the
year.
little break.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. Who needs more Atlanta War Elves, right?
No one.
Yeah. Unless they're new players coming to Magic, you know.
Yeah,
No.
that is true.
I mean, Magic is getting. It's like
It's
I don't
picking
know.
up.
It's picking up. Yeah. For the last like couple years,
Yeah,
Magic Commander is like such a big thing now.
yeah. I feel like the entirety of like the nerdy and geeky like
Mm-hmm.
hobbies have just been risen up from the ashes. It used to be uncool to watch anime, but now it's
Look at it
super
now.
cool.
Yeah.
It used to be uncool to play Dungeons and Dragons, but now look at Critical Role.
Yeah. Look at that.
40K is getting its own Amazon TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout got its own smash hit TV show.
Yeah, I really need to watch that show. But like even like streamers, like Twitch streamers or like whatever YouTube streamers,
Hmm.
there's a couple of them now coming out and saying like, I play Magic, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Lupo, right?
Hmm.
There's another guy.
Post Malone.
I mean, Post
Post
Malone,
Malone
yeah,
plays
that was
Magic.
that was a big boon for the Magic community for sure.
Hmm.
Who's that other guy?
Asmongold
I don't know
plays
who that
Magic.
is.
He played with the professor. He's long hair guy, wears baseball cap, has beard, white.
Oh, oh yeah, this guy. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
definitely moist. Yeah, yeah,
yep.
he
Moist
was.
critical.
I think he played a game with the professor.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. That was funny.
Because he was, I remember he did a stream for MH3, right? And then
Hmm.
he actually got one of the serialized cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was, I thought that was pretty funny.
yeah. You got like people from like the famous YouTube channels like his, Aaron from Game Grumps,
Oh yeah, yeah,
played
yeah.
played on game nights a
Yeah.
couple of times.
I mean, there's that guy from Saturday Night Live that played with Josh and Jimmy from Command Zone.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name right now, but yeah,
but yeah, a lot of
it's
it's picking up.
it's becoming
It's picking up.
mainstream, you
It's
know.
becoming cool.
It's getting
We're
cool.
becoming the cool kids around the
Join
block.
us and play some Commander.
Soon it'll be uncool
Oh
not to
my
play
god.
Magic.
Yeah.
You'll be the
hmm
nerds.
You'll be the nerds. I'm pretty sure the people watching are Magic players.
Yeah, but you can say that to people who don't play Magic.
Share this with your non-playing, like non-Magic playing friends.
Convince them.
Convince them to play.
Join the cult.
Yeah. Cardboard
Spend your
crack.
money.
Spend your money.
But summary, Universe Beyond. Uh, this year Fallout set was pretty good. Assassin's Creed. Could have done better. I'm sure it was fine for some people. Not my cup of tea. They could have done better.
It was such a small set, and there's like so much like just magic. It's like nonstop
Yeah,
flowing, you know? There's so many things.
and
They if they didn't do Assassin's Creed this year, like I would have been fine with that.
yeah, and it was off the heels of MH3.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, like how can you?
Yeah.
That's setting it up for failure. Next year we are expecting some hype with Final Fantasy and Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Excited to see that, and hope to see more good IPs to come.
Yeah. If you have any thoughts about what a good like IP would be for a universe beyond for the future, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and if you have different opinions of the other past Universe Beyonds, also put it down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, if you or do all that good stuff and comment. Don't forget to comment.
Yeah. We'll check the comments. We have plenty of time to, interface with everybody. So
Yep,
we're just starting out, so we have plenty of time to do all that stuff.
yep. And if you like this episode, please continue for more. And hopefully you'll tune in next time for Commander's Call.
Shoots. Aloha.
Aloha. Okay.
Okay. Okay, bye.